Hi guys, welcome back to my table. On this episode or this video, we're gonna have a little fun project. It's gonna be made with 12 gauge aluminum, and we're gonna bring out the inner wizard in you. We're gonna make the sorcerer's wand that I've come up with. Um, Once you see how I do it, it's gonna be really simple to make, and you can have fun, and especially with Halloween season coming up, you can make one for your little wizards that are gonna go out trick-or-treating. So, what you're gonna need, I got my flat, got cutters. You're gonna need some super glue. I use super glue gel. These happen to be two 8mm beads, and this is a paper bead that I made a while back. It doesn't matter what beads you use, just make sure the holes are big enough to fit on a 12 gauge piece of aluminum wire. These miracle beads, I like them because they're plastic resin on the inside, and they were just not quite big enough. So I reamed them out with the little hand drill. I pre-done that already, just to save time, but it's really easy. You just line it up, twist it, and then after it goes through, you want to move it up and down a few times. And when it moves freely like that, you're guaranteed it'll go over the 12 gauge. So it's going to take 5 pieces of wire, or I'm sorry, 4 pieces of wire. The first piece we're going to use is going to be the main body that goes from the bottom all the way to the top. That piece is, I start out with 2 feet long. And what I do is I measure 12 inches, like so. Grab your flat and make an angle. Then what you want to do is take your big bead, put it at the bottom, and then pressing at the bottom of the bead, you want to press the wire up against the bottom because you want the tightest fit as possible. And you start bending the wire around your bead, like so. Once you get that far, you want to then twist the 12 gauge around the base, and once you do it once around, then you want to take your hand and just bend it straight up. So this is what you have. And now what you want to do, if maybe cut this a little longer than 2 feet, but take the longer length, and what you want to do is measure 8.5 inches from the bottom of the bead, like so, and just bend it. And this is what you should have. Now to twist it, I used to twist these by hand, and it was torture, even with aluminum. What I did discover is I got ring clamps, and these I got off Amazon. They're like 2 for $6. What you want to do is put it in the end of the, just so that curved part is up in the clamp. And then you want to get her in there as snug as possible. And from there, and notice how on the bottom the wire went around the top and over that way. You want to keep bending that direction. So just twist, And look how easy that is. And you want to keep twisting. You notice it's getting smaller. You want to keep going. Because the tighter the twist, the stiffer this will be. And now see how I turn it and it's starting to deform? That means I'm close to the end. Now this is going to be the back of the wand. So what you want to do is end up with the wire that's sticking out like so. But I usually give it one more twist around like that. Take the wedge out, pop it. This is what we have. The side that's bent, you just want to make sure it's a more prominent bend. And then you want to straighten this out so it's in line with the wand. Now, before we do any more wire work, we want to glue the beads on. The first bead you can just take, twist her on, and push it all the way down. The wire's going to bend a little bit, that's okay. It's just the bead straightening out the wire. It's there. So now we got that. Now, you want to get your crazy glue and just put a little dot on the wire. And then I put a spacer bead. Now you can go with just one bead, what have you, or I like doing two with a spacer. You twist the spacer to spread that glue, and now you put another spot, that dot just a little bit bigger. I also use these spacers to keep the beads from rolling. Now, when you get to end, you hit that glue, you start twisting the bead. Just spin it around and even it out. And press it in. Now you're going to get a little bulge. Just have a piece of napkin or paper towel and just wipe her off. Now at this stage of the game, I let it set for a second, and I would start cutting the other wire. But I already got them pre-cut. These two lighter color are going to be what the dark is on here, going up, and this longer one's going to finish with the spiral. That longer one is 6 inches roughly. This one's 10 inches. And this blue one, I just went by eyeball. It's roughly 20 inches. You probably won't need that much. It's just I like to be safe when I'm wrapping the bead around, or wrapping the wire around, and make sure I have enough to cover these, or do these ends here. So, we gave the glue a little time to set. Yep, it's in there rock solid. And what you do is you get your flush cutter as flat against the bead as possible. And cut it. Like so. And then this piece, you want to bend it around the bottom of the bead just to give it a finished look. And where it meets in the back, take your flush cutter like so. And then you want to just feel if it still feels like it's popped up yet, just take your cutter, go back in there, and cut it on an angle where the angle point into the bead. Like so. And then you just take your flat and carefully pinch it, and there you have a safe edge. Now here you just make sure she's straight. Now you want to take this longer piece and you want to start wrapping it around the handle. You want to put it in one of the grooves of the twist, and that's going to guide you going up. And you want to go about just about halfway up the hand or up the wand. And again, that's sticking straight out. And you want to keep it how it's in the back here. You're going perpendicular to the back. So this is what it looks like in front. Now you want to take the other piece, or actually let's get this lower part out of the way. Make sure you stay in the groove. Okay. This is going to bend occasionally, don't worry about it. Straighten it as you go. Now you take this other piece, and you notice how there's opposite grooves that didn't get filled. We're going to put the wire in those grooves. The second wire. And working your way up. Now it seems like I overcut the wire, but it's just to help maintain leverage while you're bending around the wand, just quicker. In fact, cut it. If it's more, it's 4 inches, I put it in my scrap bottle to be used for another project. So this is what we have so far. Got a nice handle going, and now we want to cut this at the bottom. And now we want to do the final part of the wrapping of the handle. You want to go roughly in the middle as best as possible, and you want to stay in between the two you just put on and follow that groove till you get about a ½ inch below this line. And then we're going to switch. Instead of following the groove, we're going to start wrapping and making the, I don't know what you call it, end cap or an end wrap. You can go around 4 or 5 times. It's whatever you feel. Make sure that's closer. Now, if it looks a little cockeyed, don't worry about it. Remember, most wands are made out of sticks. It sort of gives it that natural look. So we got the top one done. You just flip it over, follow the groove. The same thing, about a ½ inch from the bottom. And do the finish wrap there. You want to finish this one, you want to finish in the back because we can't hide it in the front like we can the upper part. Just want to give it a cut. Take your pliers and push her in, so no sharp edge. Now here we want to do all our straightening. Like so. And now to finish it off, I usually measure around 4½ inches for the spiral. Flush cut. And spiral like so. You start it, and like I always say, use the wire and wrap it around the pliers. That way it gives you a better round start. And then once I get it started, then I just pinch it, go all the way to the wand. See how this covers up that end cut. And voila, we're a little straight there. Look straight in front. And we just made a wand. I hope you enjoyed this project. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Give me a like, a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Until the next video, remember, be good to one another. Bye-bye.